How was the bathroom?
It was good. It was nice.
You're allowed in the house.
Yes, I know.
You've passed the test. I got yelled at. Well, not yelled at. I was
Scolded.
gently corrected. It's the Krisha and Frank show.
Hi.
And
No, I've been allowed in the house. It was a joke.
It was a joke, but a joke that I've been doing for so long that I was playing it on, and my wife Jerry and Santa Claus and the Tennessee fireplace people are all here.
You do get stressed out when people are in the house.
Well, because it's not perfect. I don't live in the HGTV show house or whatever you would call it.
I have a very loose policy on homes.
Right.
Because I believe that you live in your home.
And you're practically family because we're working together. We're filming the show here at my house on the podcast porch, which, by the way...
Does that mean I'm in the will?
I haven't had the meeting with the lawyer yet.
Oh.
But no. Do you need to be in the will?
No, I don't. I mean, I get the mic.
Thought about it, really. So... Yep. You can help us by watching the show and subscribing to our YouTube channel. You can help us by signing up for a 30-day trial at Audible. Go to audibletrial.com/Krisha and Frank. Make sure you download that free premium audiobook during those first 30 days and then make a decision if you want to keep going or not.
Yeah. No, but it does stress you out to have people in the house, just not...
Well,
not as much as we joked. Like,
yeah,
things are elevated for...
Yeah, on Tuesday, we had a lot going on because it's also... I had taken all these COVID precautions. You know, we had done temperature scans. We had windows open. I had the whole house fan going. I had created, behind the scenes, all of these safety nets.
Right.
And then at one point, they're like, oh, we're going to need to seal up the house to test
close all the doors
chimney.
and windows. We're like, oh...
And that's one of my favorite parts is during that, and I'm getting a quote from David Montgomery, and you are out here on the porch waving through the window.
Well, because I came out here because it was loud.
Yeah.
And you know, it took longer than the podcast was.
Yeah. So, but there were many years ago where I worked with a morning show, and they used to make fun of everything I did. And nothing, I mean, that was the show. But that was the theme of the show.
Right. And there's a difference in making fun of things that people do, which you and I do to each other
but
a
there's
lot.
Having fun and making fun.
Right. And there's a level of...
where it turns into ridicule.
Right.
Like, you can tease me about anything.
Right.
And I love it because I know where you're coming from. And also, I can flip it and give it back.
It's from a place of respect and love because you know my underneath respects and loves you. And
I also know that if I start to tease you on anything, I am playing with fire because you can give it as good as you can take it. And I hope I'm the same way.
Yeah, don't forget that.
I hope that, but I hope the same thing.
Like,
you know, when you start teasing me, that you're opening up a door.
I'm like, oh, here we go. Yeah.
And as soon as I see the opening, I'm going to take it. Well, anyway, this show, let's ridicule Frank about whatever.
Right.
So they wanted to come over to the house. I'm like, no.
No.
You can't come to the house. Nobody can.
Okay, let me come to your house.
So then they kept, the cross-examination kicks in. That's what that show felt like. It felt like a deposition, a cross-examination, where they're trying to find, well, if I can't come to the house, what about so-and-so? What about this situation? What about that? So I just said, nobody can come to the house. And
it wasn't from a place of love or respect.
And I kept with that joke for 10 years.
Right.
And so that's kind of where we were at with it. When Santa was here and you were here, and yeah.
I can't pick up my water.
But the truth of the matter is that you've been allowed in the house to do the show. I mean, you help me clean up. You put stuff in the sink. You do things. So.
Yeah. And I had brunch.
Yeah.
It was so good.
Oh yeah, Jerry cooked.
I've been dreaming about that omelet.
Well, if you wanted to come back for another meal, I mean, I can't say Thanksgiving because you've got Thanksgiving plans.
I do.
That conflict with our taco festival.
Well, yeah, they do. They do. If it happens, we'll see. Who knows?
The taco festival?
Yeah, sure.
Or the Thanksgiving.
I am a little COVID freaked out right now. I'm a little more heightened COVID freaked out. Like, remember when we were all freaked out? I mean, you may not have been, but remember back in March when everybody was freaking out?
All the precautions, yeah.
a badillion times worse now than it was then, and people are just like, let's go to the mall.
Well, I mean, I think by happenstance, I've got fired from my jobs, multiple jobs back in September, right before we started, which is why I'm available for the podcast.
Correct.
So I'm like, yeah, I'll go days without leaving the house and just hanging out. Yeah.
It's best. I got invited to several things this past weekend, and nope.
Yeah.
I mean, I love people, but not right now.
Yeah, I understand it. I mean, there's other ways to do things, which is part of the reason why you can, communicate with us and watch the show. And I hope we're bringing a little bit of brightness and liveliness into your home if you're a shut-in.
I actually responded to Rob the other day because he had asked how long City of Knoxville is taking when you get tested at the health department.
Yeah.
And I responded because I've been tested 4 times now, and my shortest return time was 2 days. My longest was 9 days.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, but I've been getting tested because I'm working in an environment where we need to take care of, like...
Oh, yeah. Well, Erica Badu was tested the other day. Because she's doing a show somewhere, and maybe it's even a virtual show, but in a cast. So the same thing when they take the precautions. She was positive in one nostril and negative in the other nostril.
That's bizarre. So she's positive,
or negative,
but you would have to go.
But she's got no symptoms, and she thinks she's negative. She thinks she got a false positive on the one nostril.
I will say the time of.
I mean, I haven't kept up with the story. That was from over the weekend, so pardon me if there's news.
There's the time in between getting tested and waiting for the result. That I personally become a basket case, and I don't know. And you saw it, like we recorded right after I got tested, and there's that. Where you get tested and you just know you're positive. You know you're asymptomatic, and then your brain starts going. But if you don't get tested, you don't worry about it. Yeah. I just don't want to give it to people.
Of course not.
Yeah, because
especially older people.
Yeah.
She's looking right
at
me.
Like people that could be your grandparents. Like
I'm not old enough to be your grandfather.
So says you.
I know I'm not.
Okay.
I've done the math.
All right.
I'm positive.
No, you should be negative.
No, wait.
If you're positive, we have problems.
I haven't been anywhere since. Anyway. The other day, Monday, I think, whatever. We had this card. I've been saving it since Monday because I didn't finish doing the bit. When Jay Fox, the Fox that rocks, sent us the note, don't stop till you get to the top.
Don't stop till you get to the top.
Because he's going to help us with the, give us a little bit of money for equipment. And you can send us money on PayPal, KrishaandFrank@gmail.com.
Don't stop till you get to the top.
But I probably could add a donate button or send money on our new website. But what we can do is...
I know. I got an email that I didn't read.
Sliding that one in, see if I hadn't told her yet. But, I bought the...
Okay, I figured. You said expensive in the text message?
Not too expensive.
No, you said, I've been researching an expensive website.
Oh.
And I was like, I think he means inexpensive, because I know Frank.
I meant cheap websites. It's very cheap.
I was like, okay, whatever.
It's remarkably cheap.
But we also share an email address, and I got the confirmation email the other day, so I was like, he didn't.
You mean this one, and this one, and this one?
Right.
Yeah, there were a bunch.
Right. You act like I don't see those. You're like, hey.
Well, I don't know. I send you... You say that you don't read my emails.
But I get all of those.
But the ones that actually come from me...
I read them.
Oh.
I just don't retain anything.
All right. Yeah, all this... Your account has been... approved. Your payment has been received. Your domain has been purchased.
Yeah,
there were a dozen
saw that.
emails. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, so I have a lot of work to do.
Yes.
On that. But when Jay Fox, the Fox that rocks, sent us this note, I thanked him, and I said, you could have sent some buttermilk or something for Krisha to eat on the show.
What? Why am I the Fear Factor trial? What the hell?
Well,
how did this happen?
I just made it up. So he's like, I don't know. But I said, or you could whatever, And he said, what about an improv?
It's kind of like when you're a Patreon.
Yes.
Like you subscribe through Patreon, you can, which we might be able to do a Patreon at some point.
Yeah, that'd be all right. Well, because here's what happened is we got a patronage from Jay, and I said, well, you can make Krisha do whatever you want. And so he came up with
I'm not okay with that.
So there's an improv suggestion, and we can do it, I guess, after the commercial.
Uh-huh.
But that's all he did, is he gave us a suggestion for a scene. It would be good to have a little fun.
Okay.
And he paid for it, so we have to do it.
Right, but, like, if you're going to start hoeing me out, then we're going to have a discussion of my limits. I have boundaries, sir. I haven't for most of my life, and now I'm learning how to set boundaries, so...
Well, I already put the money in the bank.
Okay,
I mean, you're stuck now.
If you feel stuck in your home, if you feel trapped, call Hutch and Howard. They can help you out.
Well, it's a seller's market right now, so if you have an older home like this one and you need to get out of it,
right?
Yeah, you might want to call Hutch and Howard, or if you've got an old relative like the folks down the hill who are looking to sell and go ka-ching, call Hutch and Howard. They have sold many homes this year. I mean,
over 100.
They were at Labor Day. They were at 100.
Right.
So who knows where they are by the time now we're into Thanksgiving.
HutchandHoward.com.
And also, they're a member of the Keller Williams Realty Group, which means that each office is independently owned and operated. So we can call the main number for Keller Williams, which is 865-966-5005. You want to talk to the Hutch and Howard Group, because Rob and his team know the area. They have put the time in. They put in the work to make sure they can help you buy or sell anywhere in East Tennessee.
And can I just say, from a personal note, they're good people.
Yeah.
They're good people.
Well, you know it, because when we got the new sponsor from Steve's Tree Service, Rob reached out to him right away.
And that's
said, "Thank you for supporting the Krisha and Frank show. And I am a realtor. We often need tree services. Here we go. Let's get her done."
And they serve, just like Steve, they serve all of East Tennessee, not just Knoxville, not just downtown, but Powell, Athens, Morristown. You name it.
My friend Stephanie Richer, who still wants to do pictures of us, we need to get her to do headshots of us. She said that she's been seeing out-of-state license plates all over the Smokies, Michigan and Ohio, and people maybe starting to look here. All right.
It's currently playing.
That means it's been playing.
It's been playing the whole show?
Not the whole show, just the whole commercial.
Oh, it's fine.
Dang.
It's Hutch and Howard. I mean, it's fine.
Is it over?
It's over. Has it just been...
I don't know. I went to turn the volume up, and I thought I was queuing it up, and I guess I started it.
I mean...
Well, I hope you enjoyed that. I'll leave it low in the background.
It'll be fine.
On the audio version. I mean, you've heard the song, right?
It's fine. It's fine.
All right, thank you.
Things happen. Okay, so...
So I sold you.
You hoed me out, as it were.
No, I was teasing.
I know.
But you can...
Were you?
But remember I said that I know that at some point you'll flip it on me. I get it. But all that was is I said
Pimpin'
really...
ain't easy.
That's true. I'm a much tougher sell.
That's so stupid.
It's easy for me to get money to get her do things.
Okay.
It's impossible for her to get money.
What are we doing?
To have me do things. It's just a scene. It's like an old an improv game, like an expert type game. All right. So it's actually for the two of us.
And this is from Jay Fox, the Fox That Rocks, with his kind donation.
And so the idea would be, and actually you could flip it on me just as easily, but the idea is that Krisha would play a character, and I'm interviewing this character, and Krisha wrote a self-help book on how to start an episode of Hiccups.
How to start?
Yeah, because everyone wants to stop, but what if you... So that's the
all right.
The idiocy of it.
Okay.
So good evening and good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're here on Hiccups for Your Health. My name is Harv Hiccupy, and I'm unable to hiccup myself, so I'm happy to welcome in the lovely author of the book How to Hiccup.
I am Diana Diaphragm.
Yes, it's a pleasure, Diana, and thank you. And I noticed your name on the bottom of the screen. I was getting to it, but all I could think about is how
it's a double entendre.
I need to hiccup.
What?
I am unable to hiccup. At least unable to start hiccup on demand.
It's all in your diaphragm.
See, I think my diaphragm is
Try it with me. You're going too high in your register. It needs to be in your chest. You know, it's a natural thing that I did as I was coming up in age. I discovered that I had a compulsion where everything I did, it felt like a tickle. It felt like a low down, and it became this thing. And if you engage your diaphragm,
but Dr. Diaphragm, I'm so confused. Most people want to stop hiccuping, and you're telling us to start.
It's so good for your health. It's so good for your health.
I usually have to drink water.
You know, a lot of people will do this weird thing where you drink out of a cup of. No, if you get hiccups, it is like a revelation for your body. And I know that you want to stop it, but when you hiccup, it is your body just getting it out. And I know it feels like an inward thing, but
okay.
It's your body, and it's like letting go. It's like a toot. It's like a burp. It is your body saying, "Get out, get out, and take the good in, take the good in."
But one burp is relief over and over and over again without being able to stop.
I mean, is that a problem?
There we go. Ladies and gentlemen, end scene. See, that was fun.
Was it?
I wonder how much he paid us. It was worth it.
It was worth it. I mean, I think he got his money's worth.
He got his money's worth, and absolutely.
I think so.
And we still also came out fine on that deal.
I very rarely get hiccups.
Really?
But when I do, they're painful.
Yeah, my wife has her family remedy for hiccups is to hold your ears as tight as push in your ears while you are drinking water. So it takes two people usually. So,
or you could do it while you have your straw.
Yeah, but that would be the basic. Just if I were alone, I'd have to go like this and drink and swallow many times as I can while pressing my ears so tight.
Huh.
I don't know if it's psychosomatic. I don't know why, but it tends to work for us because we've decided that it will work for us.
Right.
But everyone's got their own different...
I drink water upside down.
Yeah?
Yeah, like I take a cup and I flip my body upside down and I reverse the cup and drink it upside down and wait till I swallow.
Oh.
Yeah, I recommended somebody do that at the theater the other day. Chris Johnson he had hiccups. He'd been on some steroids, and actually that's a side effect of steroids.
Really?
Can give you hiccups.
Well, you got to put that in the book, Dr. Diaphragm.
I should. But I recommended he do it, and he almost drowned himself. His water bottle was too full, and he shut up his nose.
He waterboarded.
Yeah, he
What accent was that? He waterboarded himself.
He waterboarded.
Waterboarded. He waterboarded.
Waterboarded and server.
Back to the Swedish chef. Ah, nice. Oh my gosh.
That was fun. J Fox is pretty neat.
Yeah, his birthday is Sunday.
Oh, the same day that we're
taco festivaling.
Eating tacos.
Yeah, I don't know. I knew that because it's one of those things where my dad used to have all these JFK assassination magazines that he kept in the house.
Yeah.
Because to him, I mean, think about it from my dad's perspective. Here's a guy who's relatively the same age as my dad, who is the first Irish Catholic to make it to the presidency.
Yeah.
And then gets killed. You know, so my dad had also worked a little bit in politics. He'd been a assistant press secretary for Nelson Rockefeller, so he had an interest in politics. He was a political reporter. He covered the New York State Legislature for UPI. So he's kind of into all that stuff, which is possibly why I hate politics and have no interest in it.
It might be.
You know, I'm like, that was Dad's thing. But he saved in boxes the old Life magazines and Look magazines from that week of... or December, whenever it was, whenever the magazine came out, right after the assassination. And then also the ones later where it had the frames of the Zapruder film.
Yeah.
Except for the one gross one, I guess. They left that one out.
Yeah.
But so I would, go up there into the attic and read these magazines, and I read the book he had, by Jim Bishop and all these things.
Mm-hmm.
So that date, November 22nd, even though I cannot remember what I was doing, I was a baby.
Right.
It's ingrained. So anytime I hear someone reference it, like it's Jay Fox's birthday or there's a taco festival,
you're like, oh,
I immediately
JFK assassination.
And sometimes Thanksgiving falls on November 22nd.
Oh yeah.
Like your family Thanksgiving.
Yeah, and it's not like my parents are doing Thanksgiving on Thanksgiving, and I'm not invited. It's okay. It's okay.
You referenced that in an earlier show last week that you.
I don't really talk to my family. Like it's me and my kids.
Okay, that's the family.
And Emily, I consider her my kid. She was my roommate and
stepdaughter, and all the things,
former stepdaughter. But like James and the kids and Emily, like that's my family.
Yeah, of course.
And I have friends, and we've talked about doing a Friendsgiving after Thanksgiving with friends. But
you could have a Freester.
But
maybe
Freester
in case we have to wait and
right?
delay until next year.
But right now, like I'm trying to limit my social circle.
Yeah.
But no, like honestly, like it's okay to not get along with your family. Like I think that if you don't do anything, if you don't serve them in a positive way and they don't serve you in a positive way, that like it's okay
to have distance.
Right, because just because they're your biological family doesn't mean that you automatically have to get along with them, because that's a weird expectation. It's a weird expectation that you would always see eye to eye or want to be around these people because they brought you into this world, which is awesome.
I mean, even as Santa Claus pointed at the camera and pointed out the other day that siblings tend to fight.
Yeah.
As little kids, and sometimes that friction carries over into adulthood. I mean, you want to be friends with your siblings, but sometimes they know how to get
right.
you. They know that one thing that will always irritate you if they want to use it.
Right, and I discovered that it is in my best interest to not engage with my family.
Okay.
Right. I mean, do you want me to tell you why?
No, because the episode's over.
Okay, because I mean, I will.
It's up to you. You have your show.
You could tell me if you would want to engage with this or not.
Okay.
Last Christmas Eve, they told me that it would be better, that it'd be easier to navigate life if I were dead.
Whoa.
Right. So
that's not good.
You make choices in your life.
Easier for them?
Easier for them.
If you had passed.
If I were dead.
We could fake your death and you could live Costa Rica and we could do the show by remote.
Could. So like it's just like any relationship. If you're
that
dating
hurts.
someone, it does.
Yeah,
but if you're dating
hurts.
someone or you're with someone and you find that they're not good for you,
yeah.
you shouldn't be together.
Yeah.
You
they
got
wish you
to
were
move
dead.
on with your life.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've never wished anyone dead.
Yeah, so
I've got plenty of people I could have, but I didn't. Oh, that's
Yeah.
harsh. I wish they hadn't done that.
well, it's not one of those things that you just brush off.
No. No.
Yeah. So no. But I am okay. I have important people in my life that take care of me and that I like taking care of. That's all you need.
All right. Together again for the first
time. We're gonna make jokes, it's weird. We take our pain and we squash it with laughs.
Yeah. I let that one breathe.
But we
So
do.
took credit for me.
I do the
for
same
not,
thing.
Not coming in with the automatic. Anyway, it's the Krisha and Frank show. She's alive, and we're thankful.
I am, and I'm thankful
You're very
too.
much alive.
Thanks.
You're full of life. That's why you've got so much life in you. People are like, oh.
I wish you were dead. She's got so much life.
Is there a song?
She's got so much life, some of it needs to die.
See, I've got this song by Junior Brown in my head that now, it's not the right one though. It's not I Wish You Were Dead. It's the, 'Cause you're wanted by the police and my wife thinks you're dead.
You've never heard of that.
I will find that and play it for you. That is one of my faves. All right. Tomorrow is Friday.
Tomorrow is Friday.
We got that going for us.
I'm so excited.
Go to audibletrial.com/Krisha and Frank and sign up for a 30-day trial because we get cents. And also follow us on YouTube. Subscribe on YouTube because if we get to 1,000 YouTube subscribers, we also will get pennies, cents. And Krisha, you don't have to do any tricks.
No.
You don't have to do any silly characters or improv.
I will always do silly characters and improv.
For the Google money, for the YouTube money, you don't have to do anything.
Oh, cool.
Just get us to 1,000 subscribers.
I just have to show up?
Well, you can help us get to 1,000 subscribers.
Hey, send this to somebody you don't like.
Or just hit the subscribe button. Yeah. And if you don't behave yourself, I can put the subscribe button anywhere I want on the screen. And you know, I might just...
I'll hold it right here.
Or you can hold it out to the side if you want. Okay, and then I'll put it right there.
Click it. Click. Do it. It's a good button.